Yeah, dust off the old co-host here. and talked to you in a while.
It's only been a week, right?
Yeah, it has only been a week, I think. It feels like it's been forever.
Ain't enough.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, we hear that Leon is still here.
Leon!
I ain't going nowhere.
Can't get rid of this son of a bitch.
No, I'm back by popular demand.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Well,
Your demand?
It was my demand.
Yeah.
Is that your mom?
I
Is that your
demanded
mom?
that I come
Look at
back.
the mirror.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Baby, you sound so good on that show. They need to let you on every week."
When are you going back on that
I'll
good
talk
show?
to him, Mama.
Stop doing that funny book shit you
Yeah.
doing on that other show.
Those homos you hang out with. Talk about girls on that other show. My baby loves women. I'm telling all my
Hanging
friends you
out
love
with-
women.
Hey, man, I just hang out with those other losers trying to make them seem cool.
Okay, I got
Oh,
it. That's what I thought.
And that you do, my friend.
Yeah, secrets with us. Mum's the
Yeah,
word.
yeah. Just don't tell nobody. I would hate for that to get out to the spill members.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's not like
no,
we don't
no.
broadcast this or anything.
Of course
no,
not.
don't
No.
do that.
Never.
Especially don't put it on the internet where it can go all over the world.
Your secret is safe with us.
Well, let me tell you what the plan is. We have you here, Leon, for a reason. You're back again. You did one with us, had a great time.
Yeah, it was
but
fun.
But you are back now for a reason. I'm gonna get into that reason after we introduce do our proper introduction here
Yes.
because Leon's just itching right here. Look, he's
Yeah,
up
he
there.
is.
He's ready. He's talking about I'm ready.
I
Leon,
can
you
tell
ready?
Yeah,
You look
I'm
ready. Oh,
See, I ain't
boy,
good enough.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Don't
wait,
waste our
Give me
time.
a minute. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right,
I'm
now,
ready.
uh,
I'm ready.
Now get that penis out of your mouth and like really do it this time. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
get-
why you gotta?
Yeah, get the nuts out your mouth and act like you ready. You know. Well, co-host,
All right, hey.
are you ready?
I'm born ready, sir.
You born ready? I'm ready.
Wait,
Leon,
you guys are that ready? Okay,
Oh,
now
you
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hold on. I'm not ready yet.
Wait,
Hold on.
yeah, I got
All right,
it.
now I'm
All
ready.
right.
Damn, he's ready.
All
All right.
right.
Ready? One,
Okay,
two.
ready. Let's do this.
Oh.
Do this. Okay.
Damn, man.
No, I've been practicing this for 2 weeks.
Damn, man, just fucked
Let's
up.
do this.
Fuck
this.
Well,
This.
We'll edit it out.
Okay,
I know.
all right, I got it.
Fucked up
Let's
our flow.
do this.
No, too late, man.
No?
There's a skill to this. All
Yeah,
right?
see,
I-
there's technique. You need to go in the bathroom, put your head in the toilet, and yell, "Let's do this."
I
Flush
swear,
about 5
see,
times and then flush.
You guys make it look easy. That's what people don't know.
Damn, co-host, boy.
Yo.
These amateurs, man.
Hey, you hire him.
3 simple words,
I
man.
never talk shit about you guys again. You're true professionals.
I'm not gonna hate on you though, because you brought the pork rinds. I mean, it is pure decadence up in here. And seriously, we are eating chocolate, pork rinds, and wine with no flavor.
Yes,
We're
we're drinking
drinking
some
vinegar.
old nasty wine. Yeah.
We're not lying about that.
No, we're not. I mean, Corey basically poured us a goblet of grape vinegar.
And Leon, right? Listen, pork rinds.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
fact, I'm looking at it. Con gusto, hot and spicy. Chicharrones, pork
right.
rinds, and
From
then
across the border.
And then I have some chocolate that Absinthe Blonde actually gave me while I was in London. That was because you asked me like, hold this shit here. I was like, man, this is fresh. This is fresh chocolate. It's been
Coming
in my
from Corey,
suitcase
you know
for a
this
few
shit's been
days.
under his bed for years.
My
Like,
drawers have been all over it. but
last
it's
year's
been-
Easter,
Like,
Easter candy.
Hey, this ain't chocolate.
Hey, somebody took a dump in a carton. What
Yeah, that's what happened.
Some 2 girls in a cup shit.
This peanut flavor.
Absinthe Blonde, and who else put that together?
Nick Hodges. That's the other chick. But so
Nobody knows who that is.
that's the guy. I've been talking about Nick the whole time. Nick is the guy who threw the party in London, the spill party. In
So
London.
we've been having a lot of interaction with the Spill members lately.
Man, a lot of, because you hung out. All right. So the reason why Leon is here is because Leon wants to talk about his trip to New York. I've told it, but I'm sure I've told it wrong.
Well, you might have told it right. I feel like I've told it so much now.
But
I haven't heard it.
everybody's
I want to
heard
hear
it.
the
Oh, you
tales,
gotta hear this.
the
You haven't
tales
heard
of Leon.
I've already talked about my London trip. In fact, I just did a podcast with like 3 people from London. And so I'm not going to even get into my trip right now. I'll probably talk about my cousin a little bit. But
Oh, yeah.
because I never talked about that.
we never get tired of that.
Man, no, it's
Pip,
but
pip, cheerio, and fuck you motherfuckers.
pretty much. But okay, Coach, you got to hear this.
Yeah.
Now let me do the setup here.
Yeah, you do the
Okay.
setup.
So this junket came up, and I want everybody to kind of travel, man. So Leon has never got to go on a junket. As you were going to go to New York
He had
one
one
time.
failed attempt.
And right when he was going to go, he was going to go see a Michael Douglas movie.
Yeah.
And on his way, they were like, flights are canceled due to 9/11 attacks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and we're not joking.
No,
yikes.
it's not. It's like I'm all set to go on this trip to New York, and I'm thinking about it. And then somebody that morning, I wasn't watching TV. Somebody gave me a call the morning right before I was about to leave, and crying. It's like, can you believe what happened in New York with those planes hitting the towers? And I was like, say what?
Now during the anniversary, do you tell people that could have been me?
No,
I was there.
No, on the anniversary says, man, fuck. Do you know I could have gone to New York on a press junket? And then they had to like crash planes into a
I was
building.
like, I had these big plans, and then these
the world had to
shitheads
end.
had to like.
Yeah, he's not thinking about people dying. He's thinking, damn, I had to come there to ruin my plans.
That's why they did
Inconvenience.
it. They did it just to keep me from going.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Shit, fucking Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking America's plans to go see press junkets. I mean, come on.
Go
to America.
off. Yeah,
For
they're
a movie
pissed
that
off you
turned
didn't buy
out to
their
be shitty
shit.
anyway.
But then this other press junket came up for a movie called Notorious. I didn't even know what it was about, but I just said, you know who would be perfect for this? Leon would. So I said, Leon, do you want to go to New York? And he's like, hell yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be great. Now, I'm over in London. I'm thinking, okay, Leon went to New York. He's probably having a great time at this point while I'm over here suffering and shit. And I'm coming back from London. I land in New York. I'm spending the night there. And I call him up and I say, hey, man, I'm in New York right now. Just reminded me, you were just here. How was your trip? And
well, basically, the trip was supposed to be they fly me out there. I mean, this is all on Fox Studios dime. I ain't paying nothing. And they were going to fly me out there Friday, get there around noon. Part of the festivities was a bus tour by Biggie Smalls' mom, because the movie Notorious is about the notorious B.I.G.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
So
That guy.
It's like his mom and one of his best friends were taking everybody on a bus tour, and then you see the screening Friday night. Then Saturday was when you do the interview the stars, Angela Bassett and Derek Luke and a bunch of other people. And then I wasn't gonna fly back till Sunday night, so I'd have all day Saturday night and all day Sunday to just do whatever I want, play around New York. And I'm talking to people, I'm getting every plan. This is how you get to the museum. This is what you do here. You make sure you do this.
Got the full itinerary going on. Yeah.
So I get to New York, and it's cold as a motherfucker, right? First off, I mean, I was like, I was dressed up warm, and I was like, I was not prepared for this shit.
It's colder than a witch's vagina.
Yeah.
My brother used to say, boy, it's cold in a grave digger's ass outside.
Yeah.
And then when the wind was blowing, he'd say, that hawk is out there.
That's Chicago, but yeah. But yeah, I get to the hotel, nice hotel, the W. You couldn't expect anything better, more shishi in downtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I go to check in first. They couldn't find my name. They finally say, okay, we have you checked in for Friday. And it's like, well, that should be Friday and Saturday. No, it just says Friday. I'm like, well, my plane doesn't leave till Sunday, so it's got to be Saturday too. And well, I'll tell you what. We'll just make some calls, and I'm sure we'll get this taken care of. Oh, by the way, we're gonna need to hold your credit card just for any extra expenses you take. If you take some at a mini bar.
Just
and
in
I was
case.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, 20th Century Fox.
yeah, I'm already not feeling easy about this. And I'm like, I hope they get this shit worked out. So then I get to the room. It's nice. I barely set my stuff down. I figure maybe I should go over with these people and register. And I go, it's like, hey, do I need a pack? And they're like, what are you doing here? You got to get on the bus. The bus is leaving in 5 minutes. You need to get on the bus right now. Just go to the bus. What are you doing standing here? Get to the bus. I mean, they really were hustling me onto it.
Is that for the Biggie Smalls tour?
Yeah, for the Biggie Smalls tour.
And his family was on this bus?
Well, it's his mom and a guy who used to be his producer or his
Puff
best friend.
Daddy?
Or something. No, hell no.
Puff Daddy has nothing to do
Daddy?
with this. Does he have anything to do with the movie at all?
Well, okay,
It was a guy named Fluff Daddy.
Derek Luke plays Puff Daddy in the movie. He
Yeah?
figures prominently, but as far as people they talk to, as far as putting it together, not really. They didn't really talk to him. I mean, they said he came by the set one day, and even when he coming by, a lot of people was like, "Man, this dude has an ego. He gonna take over your whole movie. You better be careful."
Shit.
Really?
Yeah, but they say he just came. He just showed up with his entourage and his sunglasses and looked around and was like, tight. And left.
Good job, yo. And left. Yo.
Tight. Sort of proper. Remember that old MC Hammer shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember.
pork around trying to talk. I'm sorry.
Very professional.
Did he do that for Taco Bell or KFC? I can't remember.
Both.
He did it for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that shit was proper.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, yeah. He loved that shit.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm packed on this tour bus. I mean, they packed this tour bus with journalists. Like, there's almost wasn't enough places for everybody to sit. Mm-hmm. And it's freezing outside. It's like 20 degrees, but on the bus, the heater cranked up to 80. So you packed on all this gear, and everybody's sweating and can barely breathe. Like, there's like no ventilation. And the guy's trying to talk to us, and it's that slow traffic in Manhattan that's just stop. Yeah. I'm just like, could you people move out of my fucking way?
That's why whenever you see a car chase in New York in the middle of Manhattan,
that's ridiculous.
That's fictional.
Yeah,
that is
completely fictional. Or whenever you see empty streets.
Oh yeah, no, you might as well have a flying car or something going through that shit. 'Cause it ain't happening while you on the street with wheels.
There's a lot of empty streets in that Punisher movie. I tell you. That.
So to go what must have been maybe 3 miles over the Brooklyn Bridge, it took us about 45 minutes.
This is where Biggie crossed right here. This bridge.
Okay, you making a joke, but that's basically what they were doing. We get over there, they're like, okay, this is the elementary school he went to. Yeah, okay, we're gonna stop so y'all can take pictures. And I'm thinking, why?
Yeah,
I mean, there were people like going to looking with starry-eyed and say, okay, moving on. Okay, now here's the high school that he dropped out of. And while we were in front of there, some kid threw a big-ass rock at the bus.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, basically.
Bitches!
Got all them tricks.
So we drive a little bit further into Bed-Stuy, into the ghetto.
You didn't tell me that.
I forgot about that.
What
just
kid
now.
threw a rock?
Yeah, it was a big ass. I mean, it's like you're in Beirut, you get hit by a mortar shell. It was just like kablow, and looked out, and some kid threw a rock. It was a huge ass rock.
That's what the Palestinians do over there fighting. They throw rocks.
You have George Bush on your bus there? What was going on, man? Throwing shoes and shit.
So he's giving a rocket launcher.
And to your left, there's Charlie Bronson fighting off a street gang. There you go.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a press junket for House of Saddam. But so anyway, so you drive further into Bed-Stuy, and they say, okay, now we're gonna get off and we're gonna walk around and take a tour. Like he grew up in this house right here.
Did you go walk after getting that?
Yeah,
getting that rock? Don't you
yes.
walk?
Yes, they had us get off and walk. Well, the first fuck that was like, after sweating, you get off, and it's back to 28 degrees. I'm like, as happy as I was to get off that bus,
man,
I want to beat back on. Let me back on.
Yeah, please, yeah. Please, open the door, please.
Rock hits you on the back of the head.
Can't you people take a joke?
Yeah, it's that same kid throws a rock at the back of his head. Bitch!
I know. I want an Easter egg. Anyway, so then we outside walking around the neighborhood. My teeth would chatter. I'm like, it's fucking cold out here. And so his mom was narrating this part of the tour, except she talks very softly. So I couldn't hear.
Was she a smoker?
No. She's kind of a soft-spoken woman. And so with so many people they had in the tour, you couldn't hear her.
Speak up, Biggie's mom.
Can't
hear you in the back.
Like, the other dude who was his buddy who was kind of like, he used to sling packets right over here on this corner right there.
That's the Mickey D's where he would hang out a lot.
Yeah, he had a quarter pounder over here.
That's where he took a shit.
So we stood out there forever. And at one point, I maneuvered myself to be right behind her so I could hear. And then, then it wasn't so much her talking like this. It was more her talking like this. So I'm like, damn, I still can't hear her.
Damn, man.
Just freezing.
You supposed to be taking notes or something while this is going on?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is
that quiz on Biggie Smalls after this?
But you had like the younger journalists, the ones who were from like radio stations, and the kids who were around 24. They were enraptured. They were just like, oh, this is, I can't believe I'm in the place where they shot all those music videos. Like
all 500 of them.
I was like, I just want to go like, do you hear what you just said? You're impressed that you're in a video shoot location.
Were there some big bootied holes out there too, dancing in like Daisy Dukes and shit?
No.
That's what I would.
You see any big ass rims?
I would have told him. I would raise my hand and say, "Hey, when we gonna see Biggie's ghost?" That's the only way this shit's gonna make sense at the end. If that nigga walks on the bus glowing and shit. Hey y'all.
Yeah.
baby.
They let us go in and get some Caribbean meat pies at one point.
Whoa, meat pies!
This sounds so fucking weird, man.
It does because the thing is,
some surreal
it's
shit.
It's not a big
on.
movie, but for them to invite and fly out there all these journalists for this and this whole the conception of this tour, I'm like, what does this add to the movie. I didn't get it.
Would have been like, when am I going to get to see Little Kim's tits already? What is this? Where is this going?
Well, and I was full, but man, that meat pie was warm. So I just I held on to it like a little heating pad. Like it was my lifeline. So we finally got back on the bus, and I was hoping I would get a chance to get back to the room.
Meat pie
I know. Don't they serve those in Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, it was the
Man,
fucking.
it was so cold. They could have showed me Helena Bonham Carter in the meat grinder herself, and I still would have grabbed that.
I was about to
thing.
say, it was Johnny Depp in this shit with that fucking afro, making fucking meat pies, man. Caribbean meat pies is that?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Caribbean meat?
Yeah, Caribbean meat
They needed
pie.
Sweeney Todd up there like in a Caribbean shirt. little steel drum in the background. Made out of 100% Caribbean.
Right. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean meat pies. So then we're off to the screening. And
Finally.
And as we're going, I start thinking about
finally?
Yeah, I know, finally. But
See this
as we're
shit
traveling,
already.
I'm starting to get nervous about that whole thing with the room because I'm just imagining a scenario where they go like, "Oh yeah, we took care of it. We just put the whole thing on your bill."
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I emailed.
Did you say, how about you take that shit right off? And
I emailed the film rep and just say, "Hey man, this is what's going on. You know, I don't know how you want to resolve this." He called me right away. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna make some calls and I'll get it taken care of. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Okay." Then he called me right back. He said, "It's all taken care of. We moved your flight up. You're gonna fly back tomorrow." I was like, "Man, motherfucker,
right the fuck out.
And the thing was
Problem solved.
It was hard for me to complain because the whole trip didn't make any sense to begin with. I'm like, yeah, I never understood even why they had me stay an extra day. So whatever.
Well, see,
Kind of sucks though, but
so because when you went to a round table.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing. I was going to get up to
Now,
that.
I'll just explain
What is
to
a
you-
round table? I
Okay,
don't even know what that
let me
is.
explain to you what I thought was going to happen. Okay, so Leon, I'll send Leon to New York, and he's going to go there, and he's going to have a one-on-one with Angela Bassett and maybe Derek Luke and some of the other major stars in the movie.
Considering, knowing that I'm going to interview Angela Bassett and Derek Luke and Anthony Mackie, I was doing research on these people, trying to I want to have like a whole lot of questions, some fun questions, some intelligent questions, have some good interviews.
Because I don't know how many times I have said to the reps here, they said, "Do you want to do a round table?" And I say, there is no purpose for us doing a round table. It serves no purpose to us at all. And then they change it and say, "Okay, we've arranged this time for you to have with this actor over here." And so, having said that a lot of times, I thought that, okay, you're going to go there. They know now that what we do, and instead you go there just to sit down and hear them talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So they fly you out to New York. They spend their money to fly you out just to hear them say, "Here's where Biggie Smalls took a shit," and here's Angela Bassett.
here's
Thanks
our
for coming.
movie.
Bye.
Yeah. Well,
And what does she bore you with her like this is my character, this is what Biggie meant to me, and then that's it?
no.
Do you get to ask any questions?
Okay. Should I skip the movie and just get to the round table part?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you saw
talk
the
about-
movie.
yeah.
Were there any stars in there as far as with all the actors there?
Yeah.
I mean, how big of a premiere was this to be on?
I mean, it was, it seemed to be press junket weekend because as I got out of the screening for Notorious, they were doing a screening for The Spirit in that same room, and I could have slipped over in that line and saw it. And then they had a screening for Valkyrie coming the next day. So listen to other press talking. So it must have been just press junket weekend. Everybody's throwing theirs all together.
Yeah.
But saw the movie, got to hang out with some Spill people, and then the next day was the interviews. And yeah, they had me listed round table. I get there, they had it in a recording studio, which was too small for all the people they invited. It was only 3 stories tall with an elevator that a bunch of the journalists got stuck in. They only had to go
It was
up
a
2
ghetto
floors.
ass junket,
Yeah, it
man.
was a ghetto ass. I mean, everybody there was saying like, man, this is the most disorganized junket I've ever been on.
We've been doing this for years. I've never heard anything like this before, ever.
Yeah.
They did all this shit at Biggie's house. What happened?
No, this was at
It's
a
almost like they
recording
did on
studio.
purpose because it was Biggie Smalls. He's in the ghetto. It's like, we want to give people the ghetto experience.
Give
Give them the ghetto press
almost.
junket.
Almost, yeah. I mean, it's only got to go up 2 floors and it breaks down.
You could have took the stairs.
Yeah, and there's no ventilation in there, and those people were in there for almost an hour. So it was putting everything behind schedule, which I think they were behind schedule already because every time I talked to the people running it, they just had that look like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired any second, and it's just not going right. And other journalists I talked to, like, man, I ain't never been on one like this. This is the most disorganized shit I ever been a part of. So anyway, finally they get those journalists free. And we're all they break us into groups. So it's me and like 11 other reporters in one place.
Yeah.
And they bring the stars in 2 at a time. First, Anthony Mackie and Derek Luke. Had them sit on the couch. And we get to ask them questions. And apparently, normally, even with a round table, it's like 20, 25 minutes. we asked them a few questions, and they're like, okay, it's time. And somebody checked their watch and said, that was 12 minutes. It's never been 12 minutes. Next, they brought in the director. He got done. They were like, that was 8 minutes. So it just got to be where, like, you could get in maybe 6 questions. Like in a room full of 12 people, you could get in 6 questions before they'd be like, okay, time's up.
And that's 6 questions, not per person.
No,
six
not
questions
per
for
person.
the whole thing.
For the whole thing.
Yeah. See, people, the way a junket usually works, the way I understand it, round table, like, is like Leon is saying. You sit down and everybody, you're with a bunch of other people, a bunch of other journalists, and you just hear sort of like these people just say, this is what the movie's about, ask a question, but it's not a one-on-one.
Right.
The ones I've always done have been a one-on-one interview with somebody. They have 2 cameras, 1 camera on the person being interviewed and 1 camera on the interviewee.
Oh, this wasn't no camera at all.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. So I thought that's the way it was going to be with you. You're going to go into a room, sit down with Angela Bassett, be 1 camera on you,
Right.
1 camera on her, and then at the end they give you 2 tapes and you bring it back and you edit those together and you have a nice presentable interview.
Exactly.
And so that's what I'm saying. What the fuck we gonna do at a round table? We gonna come like what you doing right now? Come back. Well, she said this, and
Pretty much, yeah. The only thing I could do with it is blog about it and talk to you about it. And talking about it makes it easier.
Well,
Actually, this is kind of fun. I'm sorry, Cole.
No, is the movie even worth the shit for you to even care?
You know,
after
man,
that?
like it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's not even all that memorable, really. And it's just one of the things that cracked me up was like they kept stressing it and all the press releases and the directors, everything. He's like, you know, I wanted to present something to where we showed that he was a human being. I wanted to show his flaws as well as how great he was. And all this movie does is show his flaws. Like, I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't understand why y'all praise this guy. He was kind of like a bad dude. I mean, maybe he was funny and he could rap, but he was a shithead. I mean, he was, so, you know, he wasn't like somebody who like, you know, his family was having hard times. He sold drugs to make ends meet. He was just like, wow, my friends got new sneakers. I want new sneakers too. I'm going to sell drugs. Because he was a straight A student before that. So and then even like they had this one pregnant crackhead and like, other people like, you're pregnant, we're not selling you. He's like, fuck that, I'll sell to her.
I need some sneakers.
Yeah.
You know,
I need to buy some paper to put my rhymes on.
You know, he's
my hero.
He's abandoning his kids. He's cheating on his women. And like, you know, hey, if he's a famous guy and pussy's being thrown at him, you can't blame him.
Yeah.
But he's like beating them up too. Like, to be honest,
Wow.
Pick up little Kim and throw it through the window.
I mean, one of the things I found fascinating.
If you look at the guy, he was honestly no Casanova
Exactly.
by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, no, he's not like a
must
George
be
Clooney
giving
or
away
anything.
burgers or something. I don't know what he's
he ain't no Denzel Washington. I mean, that motherfucker was the Black Gollum,
Yeah.
man. I mean, you know, look, I'll tell you who one of my favorite rappers is. I mean, you know, had this whole beef going on with Tupac and Biggie, but Tupac, and look, hate me if you will, Tupac runs circles around Biggie, man.
Well, that's the thing. When we saw that Tupac documentary, I'm like, this guy's fascinating. I can totally see why everybody was into him. But I watched this movie Notorious, and I'm just like, I don't get the Biggie Smalls fascination. It escapes me.
Well, I mean, unless you like, you know, beating your women and selling crack to pregnant women. I mean,
Well, the thing that was funny was like when his mom, when we had the interview, because they brought her and Angela Bassett in together. Angela Bassett didn't even talk that much. She let the mom.
she's
do most
probably
of the
like,
talking.
what the fuck am I doing here too? She's like, shit, I could've been at home.
you know, and the thing was, Angela, she was actually one of the weakest people in the movie because she could not. The woman has a strong Jamaican accent, and her accent was in and out. Like you
Who, Angela Bassett?
Yeah.
Damn, that's too bad because I love Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. But even his mom was like, it was her first time to see the movie, and she was like, yeah, there's some of that stuff I didn't even know about my son, and I denounce a lot. The way he treated women, I mean, I love him.
So
but
she just realized that after watching it?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would've been
kind
Now you know how women are like you always hear about these guys getting shot or
Right.
guys going to jail and they're like, my baby ain't never hurt nobody. You didn't know that motherfucker when he's out in the street.
Well, I
Shit,
can only imagine your mother watching this movie where you're beating women up and you're selling drugs to pregnant women. I mean, it's like, does the director just not give a shit? He's like, what was she all gung ho only because her son was his life was going to be put in a movie?
Yeah,
and I
like,
guess, you just get your head is just like, oh my god, this is going to be big. It's going to make a star out of my son even more.
Yeah.
And you watch it and you're just like, it's the most disgusting depiction of your son.
Is it like, did you
could be
read the
put on
script or
film.
anything?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. And that would be fascinating to
You know, he probably had some white executives come in and like, oh, don't worry, man, we're gonna have you, Miss Smalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your son look like a hero. He was a pinnacle to the community. And then they get up there and he's, bitch, beat women and shit. Come here. You want some crack?
Leon, you should have pulled a Lois Lane on her and just said, you don't look too happy about this movie. What do you hate about it?
You know what? I would have loved to have done anything like that. But okay, here's the thing: when you have a roundtable interview and you know your time is short, the last thing you want is for some guy to either ask questions that are already in the press notes or do a multiple ask, like 3 questions on top of each other. Everybody was pissed at that dude because he's like, well, let me ask you this. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, time. They got to go. Everybody's sitting there like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah, just monopolizing everybody's time. Yeah.
And that's what happened with her. He asked her a question that had got asked early on, and even she kind of stopped and looked at him like, well, like I said,
you dumb son of a bitch.
What's it like to be Biggie's mom?
Yeah, exactly. Where was that kid with the rock right there?
Exactly.
God, bitch.
Back of the head.
Quit asking those goddamn stupid questions.
And the thing was, the better actors in the movie were the unknowns, like the 2 chicks. The girl that played Lil' Kim, man, this was one of the hottest chicks. I mean, like she has like a scene in this movie.
I was just about to ask.
It's such a
who
raw
played
sex
her?
scene they had. I like her name is Naturi Naughton, I think it is.
Shit, I'm looking that up tonight.
But like the thing is, like I look for pictures of her and I see her online, and none of the pictures look as hot as she does. Not only in real life and in that movie. I mean,
really?
like you know, you see a chick and you go like, oh, her tits are fake, and then you go like, wait, they're not. Holy shit!
So wait a minute, you say she was better in real life?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Her, but both of
Damn.
them. The other girl too, the one I was all in love with because she made it a point to shake my hand, look me in the eye, and talk to me.
You should have tried to
I
nail
love
that
it
shit.
when you call me Big Papa.
That's what Leon wanted to say.
Well, yeah, but then you got the publishers back. They go, come on, they have to go. It's like, yeah.
Man, she didn't slip your number or anything?
I've got my game going on here. Could
no.
you not?
Oh, shit, that's when you should have said, hey, babe, where you staying? Oh, where you're not?
Right. Yeah, then my illusion would have been shattered.
Yeah.
But the biggest story out of it was the kid, Jamal Woodard, the guy they got to play Biggie, was how they auditioned 500 guys and could not find anybody they liked. They were about to give up on it. And then he walked in, and he had kind of practiced. He was from Brooklyn, but he got chased out of Brooklyn for having a fight in a club or some shit. But he was also a rapper and then going by the name Gravy. Gravy. Yeah.
Just add water.
Oh boy!
But he came in, and Valletta Wallace, she looked at him, she's like, "That's my son."
Oh no!
And he kind of had that look. They needed him to gain some weight and take some acting lessons. But when you watch him, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't know how close he is to Biggie, but he's got a lot of presence. He really drives that movie along. And he was fun to interview because he's not an actor. He was just some guy who liked to talk. But his own story was like Biggie's story, except, you know, he kind of didn't do all the shitty stuff.
He didn't beat up pregnant women.
Yeah.
Then he had no story.
Well, just, you know, he's talked about his struggle, but you know, that was the most interesting part. But yeah, like the guys like Anthony Mackie played Tupac Shakur in an off-Broadway play. So you figure like, okay.
That's an off-Broadway play.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him
Tupac?
about it. I'm like, so since you did that, did you have to audition? He's like, man, I have to audition every time. He said, I mean, I played him off Broadway, but it was off Broadway. You know what I'm saying?
So Tupac's character is he in the movie?
He's
is he
in the
pretty
movie.
prominent? In it,
He comes in halfway. They just kind of dust over a lot of that stuff. It's like they talked a lot about how Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes grew up with Biggie. Yet they didn't play no part in the movie.
There's like European spill members and white spill members like, this is like speaking Spanish. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now.
Hey man,
who is this guy?
I was right there, and it was like speaking Spanglish to me because I'm like, a lot of it, I'm like, okay, whatever. But then you had some people who were like, especially people from New York, they were like, oh man, I cried at the end because Biggie just changed everything. Even Anthony Mackie talking to him, he's like, y'all remember when Biggie dropped his first hit, man? He changed the world. You know what I'm saying? He changed the world. And I'm like, what the hell? What world am I living on?
Exactly.
Because I'm like, I just knew he was another rapper out there who got killed. Especially when all this movie focuses on, and they talked about, you know, at the end it says like, and then after he died, his second album came out. I was like, all this over one album?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I guess they meant he changed the crack world. Yeah, before that shit was crazy, but he brought something else to it. He brought it to another level.
I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
But it ain't one I tell you like you got to see.
You know what? You really got me wanting to see it. Shit. You know what? They should make a movie about your trip to New York.
Especially with that kid. That kid will be the villain. Throwing rocks.
Yeah, just show up everywhere throwing rocks.
It has some clips of him in a dark basement with one light on, like looking at all those rocks.
Yeah.
Which one you use?
And Anthony Mackie as Rock Boy.
But the thing last thing I would say about it was Anthony Mackie and Derek Luke.
And Anthony Mackie, who, for those of you who don't know, he was the guy that was in $1 Million Baby that got his ass beat by Morgan Freeman. Who else?
He's in Crossover as one of the teenagers. He's
that basketball movie nobody saw.
Guy.
He was in 8 Mile. He was the one. Do you remember
right.
with the one at the end where when Eminem was rapping and they cut to that other rapper and he's just looking like he's beat me. His power is too great.
Right. His science is too tight.
I just love the camera going up on his face because he was like paralyzed. He's like
The dope lyrics.
Yeah, I love that moment in that movie where he just like totally takes every weapon he had against him. He's like, damn, that's better than the shit I was going to say about him.
Yeah.
But those two guys, like I always respect them as actors, and they were a pleasure to talk to. But they didn't really bring those two characters to life. Like the whole time, I felt like I was watching Derek Luke, not Puff Daddy.
Those dudes knew they look nothing like
Right.
Tupac or Puff Daddy. Derek Luke, what was the last movie he was in? He was in that. He was in that Robert Redford movie that nobody saw.
Robert Redford movie?
Yeah.
Right. Lions Before the Lambs or something.
Lions at the Gate with lambs or some shit.
yeah,
Lamb
yeah,
chops and
lions
lions.
eat the
Lions with lamb chops. Some shit like that.
But he's been in a lot of stuff. Antoine Fisher was like his big breakout.
That's the
role.
one. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
And Start a Fire, which a movie that I love.
That's a very underrated movie.
Yeah.
By the way, he's a good actor, man. He really is a good actor.
He really is.
But he don't look like Puff Daddy.
Yeah, and watching him, he didn't come off as Puff Daddy.
He came off as Derek Luke trying to be Puff
Yeah,
Daddy. That might as well have
pretty
been a
much.
movie where everybody played dress up for Halloween.
Yeah. but like I said, the unknowns.
Biggie Smalls, Halloween.
Anthony Smith is Faith Evans, and that girl Natari Naughton is Lil Kim. They were fantastic.
Oh, okay. Now you saw me on the movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth seeing. Like I said, it's not an embarrassment. It's not one where you're like, oh Jesus Christ, these ghetto folk. But
Damn black people. Will they ever learn?